Hello children, have you started eating a balanced diet? If not, start from today onwards. Because we have already learned the importance of balanced diet. Last class, we discussed about nutrients present in food. The 5 types of nutrients: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Along with that, we discussed about roughage, the fiber present in food and the importance of water. We all know that we get energy from the food we eat. But let me ask you a question. Suppose you are eating chapati today morning. The food that you eat, that is the chapati that you eat, is broken down into smaller pieces in your mouth. Will the chapati pieces go to each part of your body and gives energy? Is that how you get energy from food? No. The food that you eat is broken down into simpler, smaller pieces. The process of breaking down of food into smaller pieces is termed as digestion. The moment we put food in our mouth, the process of digestion starts. In our mouth, we chew the food. While chewing, teeth in our mouth break down the food into smaller pieces. Along with that, you might have noticed that a liquid in our mouth gets mixed with the food item. What is that liquid? Yes, it's saliva. Saliva is a digestive juice secreted by the salivary glands in our body. It helps to change the insoluble starch in food into soluble sugar while chewing it. Did you follow what I told? I'll tell you an example. Suppose you are eating rice without curry. Rice, as we have studied, is a rich source of carbohydrate. And we learned that sugar and starch are the 2 types of carbohydrates. Starch is present in plenty in rice. When you are eating or when you start chewing rice, you don't feel any taste for it. But it has starch in it. When you continue chewing it, you can feel that it becomes a little bit sweet. Have you noticed it? Some of you might have. This is because the saliva, while chewing the food, it gets mixed with the food item, that is the rice, and it converts or changes the starch that was present in the food into sugar. That is why we felt a sweet taste for that rice. That is the work done by saliva. The first part of digestion happens in our mouth. Let us study about the detailed process of digestion with the help of a diagram. So as I told you, in the mouth portion, the first part of digestion, that means breaking the food into a smaller piece or smaller pieces, happens. After that, the food is pushed into the food pipe. This yellow colored portion is the food pipe. I have made it very colorful so that you can identify the parts clearly. Actually, these organs are not in this color, okay. So, yellow colored portion, that is the food pipe. The broken down food from the mouth is pushed into the food pipe with the help of tongue. Through the food pipe, it reaches a hollow muscular bag. That is a very familiar portion for you, it's the stomach. Hollow means empty, nothing inside. So our stomach is a hollow muscular bag where the food is churned. Have you heard the word churned? Churning here means squeezing the food item. The food item is squeezed into a paste-like form with the help of the muscles present in the stomach. We all believe that, or we all know that food is digested in the stomach. But it's not true. Only half part of digestion happens in the stomach. That means the food is only partly digested in the stomach. After this half digestion, the proteins in the food is absorbed by the blood vessels in the stomach. The half digested food is then passed on to a coil structure. You can see this blue colored coil structure that is termed as small intestine. In the small intestine, we have certain digestive juices present. Along with that, two other organs, liver and pancreas, add or pour their digestive juices into the small intestine. So with the help of all these things, the food that we eat is completely digested in the small intestine. The completely digested food is absorbed by the blood vessels in the walls of the small intestine, and it is transferred to different parts of your body, and that's how you gain energy. But for all the processes, you will have a waste product. Here also, for the process of digestion, we have some waste product. That is the undigested food. The undigested food or the waste after digestion, it passes on to the large intestine. The pink colored portion is the large intestine. In the large intestine, the extra water from the food is absorbed and the semi-solid waste. Semi-solid means it is not too hard like a solid or not like a liquid, the paste-like form. The semi-solid waste is passed on to the anus. Anus is an opening in your body through which the waste is given out when you go to toilet. So, the process of digestion is completed when the waste is given out. So, when you have food, by the process of digestion, you gain energy and the waste is given out. So, from mouth till anus, many organs take part in the process of digestion, and together they are called digestive system. So, digestive system in a human being or in any other animal, it helps in the process of digestion to get energy. Only if digestion happens properly in your body, you will gain energy. We can take a look into the whole process with the help of a flow chart so that the whole process becomes easy for you. This is the flow chart showing the process of digestion. When you study digestion, just make a picture in your mind about your digestive system. After that, study the flow chart so that the process becomes easy for you. So first, the food is kept in the mouth, or we eat food. We put food in the mouth. After that, food is passed on through the food pipe into the stomach. The food is partly digested there, and partly digested food is passed on to the small intestine. In the small intestine, the completely digested food is passed on to the body parts, and the undigested food is passed on to the large intestine, where the extra water is absorbed and the remaining semi-solid is passed on to the anus. So this flow chart gives you a very clear idea about the process of digestion. I told you that only if digestion happens properly, you will gain energy from the food that you eat. So without getting energy, there is no use of having food. So I'll tell you some tips for having proper digestion. If you follow these tips, you can have proper digestion and get energy from the food. The first thing is, eat your food at fixed hours. If you eat your food at 8 o'clock, suppose your breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning today, and tomorrow if you are eating by 10 o'clock, it will affect the digestion, the process of digestion. So try to maintain a proper time for having your food and try to stick on to that time. The second point is, chew well before swallowing. Some children have a habit of just swallowing the food that they eat. They don't have time to waste by chewing the food. But after learning the process, it might be clear for you what is the importance of chewing food and eating. Chewing food makes the food mix with the saliva, which is an essential process for digestion to happen. So always chew your food well before swallowing it. Third point is eat lots of green vegetables and fruits. We have already learned that green vegetables and fruits have lot of roughage in it. Roughage is the fiber present in food. So this fiber or roughage helps to get rid of undigested food in your body. Getting rid of undigested food is the same as the process of digestion. So roughage is essential for digestion or proper digestion. So that is why you are advised to eat more green vegetables and fruits. Next point is do not overeat. Eat only to your capacity. If it is overload for your stomach, it does not function properly. Just like machines, your body is also a machine that you already know. So if you put overload to a machine, the machine will stop working or it will slow down. The same way, if you are overeating food, that is a burden for your stomach and the whole digestive system, and that can affect the process of digestion. So always eat the food that you want. The next one is drink plenty of water. Water is a very essential component for all types of metabolic activities to go on in your body. So I hope you will follow all these steps and have proper digestion. You will be eating too much as you are sitting home now. So do not overeat, maintain your health. Read your textbook, make the process more clear, study the flow chart. Thank you, children.